Welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garish. Thank you for tuning in. Oh boy, what a week. Where do I even start? Boy, I guess rest in peace, Matthew Perry. Wow. You know, I, they still they just I guess they just did the autopsy on his body and hasn't been conclusive as to what the cause of death. I know they determined it was drowning, but we don't know if that was caused by like a cardiac arrest, seizure, what the heck might have happened. I know that he's unfortunately had issues in the past about with addiction, I should say. So I hope that wasn't one of the causes. You know, there's no telling what abuse his body has taken over the years, so it could be a number of things. Unfortunate that this would have happened. Obviously a important part of the American culture and the zeitgeist. During the '90s, whatnot, with Friends. Like I said, changed popular culture. Had been on kind of a resurgence lately with recent popularity of Friends resurging and whatnot. Really becoming, was it the 90s? Wow. When the heck was Friends? I want to say, was it the early 2000s maybe? Wow. I don't even know. Jeez. It's sad that everything's starting to kind of blend in all together. But that's real unfortunate that happened. I've been seeing all sorts of tributes and kind of drives you nuts after a little while. So many actors and musicians, artists have passed. It seems couldn't get out of the year without one more, and I'm sure there'll be more, unfortunately, which is really sad. Yeah, it was 94 to 2004 that the show ran, which is pretty incredible in and of itself, but gave us some great moments and like I said, I think kind of an underrated, undervalued comedic actor. He offered lots of that show and very charismatic individual, great comedic timing. Really couldn't make it in the movies at much, unfortunately. Really didn't have any other success that even came close to Friends, but it wasn't like not like Jennifer Aniston or whatnot. But the recent reunion, he was noticeably not at 100%, and I know a lot of people thought they had some kind of relapse. Unfortunately, I think his publicist came out and said that he was having some dental work done. I don't know. Obviously there were some health issues there that were probably undisclosed. But saying prayers out and well wishes to the family. Really, really sad occurrence, unfortunately. So rest in peace, Matthew Perry. A lot of things going on, like I said, a lot of things in the news. Where do I even start? Any Dream Theater fans out there? Mike Portnoy coming back to Dream Theater. Obviously isn't wrestling related, but so what? This podcast was never intended to be solely wrestling. It was kind of always intended to be whatever myself and then co-host Matt wanted to talk about. But yeah, I'm a huge Dream Theater fan, huge Mike Portnoy fan. My probably my favorite drummer, along with Neil Peart. Petrucci's my favorite guitarist. Dream Theater is my favorite band, so it's huge to me. I didn't know if I'd ever see this day. Kind of on a bittersweet note, really, really sad because I really was getting to the point where I was accepting and genuinely liking Mike Mangini, which is was a tremendous, amazing drummer in and of himself. He had been with Steve Vai, been with Extreme at one point, countless other artists, just incredible drummer in and of himself, and really was a great drummer for the group, which was probably the perfect pick after Portnoy had left the band. And, so like I said, and from all accounts, everything I've seen, just a tremendous, great guy. So best wishes to Mike Mangini. I hope he kind of released a statement showing what a kind of class act he was, and the way he worded things, it almost made him sound like he never really felt like he fit into the band, which is a hard thing when you're filling shoes of someone like Portnoy. That's not an easy task. I mean, like I said, probably one of the greatest rock / metal drummers alive, and like I said, my favorite. And I'd grown to like Mangini a tremendous amount, but like I said, a class act Mangini was till the end. Really just continued to be so. Tremendous talent there, and tremendous talent coming back in Portnoy. So it'll be interesting to see if their musical style changes at all, if their writing style changes at all. I mean, it's kind of weird that it comes on the heels of Dream Theater winning a Grammy too, which like I said, Mangini contributed to that, obviously, and here we go with them giving him the boot, so kind of excited and saddened all at the same time, because I hate to see him go. I'm looking forward to see what Mangini does. I know he's got a solo project in the works. I'd like to see him hook up with a tremendous band, I mean, this will be interesting to see what else happens with his other endeavors, with his other groups. I know they've pretty much said that. Well, I shouldn't say they've said, but does this spell the end of the Winery Dogs, or is he going to try to balance 20 other groups like he has been doing? Meaning Portnoy. Don't know. But I'm like I said, I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to see what's happening. I did get the opportunity to meet Mike Portnoy once. I didn't, unfortunately, get to meet him. Kind of a funny story. I generally don't fanboy out for a lot of people. Like when it comes to certain individuals, I kind of get a little nervous. But for the most part, I've met a ton of wrestlers. I've met musicians. I've met some television personalities, whatnot. I tend to be pretty even keeled. I've met, like I said, I met a lot of people. I've met Dee Snider. I met, the list goes on and on of influential artists. There's only 2 times where I've been really rattled by individuals who are musicians, and one was, and I managed to keep my cool with for most accounts. I mean, oddly enough, one was I don't know if everybody's familiar with Tony Levin. He's the bassist for King Crimson, for Peter Gabriel. He's appeared on a ton of really influential albums. Incredible musician. One of my influences when I was a bassist years ago. Just incredible artist. I was performing at a place called Infinity Hall in Norfolk, Connecticut, and I was doing my open mic thing, doing a session there, and I was performing, and I noticed this individual looked oddly familiar passed directly in front of me, like literally like maybe 2 feet in front of me. I don't remember if I realized at the time, but Levin was there with his brother doing a jazz duo that they used to tour with, and apparently his brother's a gifted jazz guitarist, if I'm not mistaken. But I kind of held my breath, kind of did my thing, and got through the session, didn't miss a beat. It was really cool that I was able to then afterwards go to the after it performed their show. I was able to go down into the theater, and Mr. Levin there was picking up his gear, and no roadies, no nothing, no nobody helping him, just him and his brother kind of picking up their stuff. He was I think he was like winding his cables at the time, and just kind of doing his pedal board and whatnot, and just was able to walk down there with the security guard and walk up to him and say hi and shake his hand, and that was a really cool moment. I kind of afterwards, once I was away from the stage and whatnot and safe place, I kind of lost it a little bit because, like I said, he was a very influential individual in my music and in my bass playing. So that was a really cool moment in my life when I got to meet him. Oddly enough, he's is he in? Hold on one second. Like I say, he's in he's in King Crimson. He's been Peter Gabriel's bassist for an extremely long time. Tony Levin is an incredible musician. What else did we? The Liquid Tension Experiment, which oddly enough contains members of Dream Theater, so it pairs them up with John Petrucci, Jordan Rudess, Mike Portnoy, and Tony Levin. So that kind of brings me roundabout to Mike Portnoy. There is a space in Connecticut that, I believe it's in Hampton. I've played there a number of times. I've done they have the outer space, the space, and the ballroom. I believe it's broken up. There's like 3 separate venues in this one location, but they're all owned by this one individual, Steve Rogers, who owned them. Now they've been sold off to somebody else who I'm not familiar with. I don't know, but I at the time had known Steve. I'd known a number of people that used to play there all the time, and he used to host a lot of local bands. And I think it was a night that I went out, and I think Steve and Eric Michael Lichter were playing in New Haven that night. So I'd played, I believe, the outer space, which is the bar area. I have a much smaller stage there. Had gone out to see them play in New Haven, come back, and some of my friends were in a group called Mile Marker Zero, and there's also a group called The Shape, which were playing that night. And Mile Marker Zero is kind of a progressive metal, and The Shape is, just metal kind of thing. I'm not even sure. I'll have to ask some of my friends there if they're still going strong. But I remember I was talking to Dave, the lead singer from Mile Marker Zero, MMZ, which I believe they're putting out releasing a new album soon, or if not already. So check them out. But I was talking to them, and they're Dream Theater fans themselves. What I didn't realize was that both them and The Shape were opening up for Mike Portnoy's son's band. So I got to see them. Apparently, his son is a great drummer himself. He's obviously a younger dude. But he was they were the main opening act. Main act, I should say, headlining act. And apparently their tour bus had broken down or something. They had some issues with it, and some of my friends had helped them out. So I was in the audience just hanging out with the lead singer from Mile Marker Zero and talking, and like I said, he knows how big of a fan I am, and like I said, it's very seldom that I get rattled, but sometimes the fanboy shows through, and I'm watching Portnoy's kid's set, really good. Like I said, he's a phenomenal musician himself, and unbeknownst to me, that Mike Portnoy is directly behind me at the time. And Dave looks over me kind of like, just stay calm, don't, be okay. And, but Portnoy's behind you, kind of thing. And I'm just like, of course, ever calm, ever cool me loses my entire shit at that moment and fangirls out. So I'm losing my wits. I'm going crazy, and of course, Portnoy sees this, and I turn around. He is off like a shot. He is gone like a vampire, like Dracula. Just poof. You can smell the brimstone, see the smoke. He's gone. So I had an opportunity to meet Mike Portnoy, and unfortunately, it turned into my fangirl moment. But that's kind of my Portnoy story. Unfortunately, I never got the opportunity. I got the opportunity. I didn't take it. But yeah, Portnoy's back in Dream Theater. It's a long-winded whole ordeal to get to that point, but I wish them the best of luck. Well, it is cold here in Tennessee. I don't know where it is rest of America and rest of the world right now, but man, it's cold, and we're supposed to get a freeze warning tonight, which is it seems like it happens every time at the end of October, and then things get warm again. So it'll be 90 or 80 in another week or so, but before we get into winter, But hey, how about we talk a little bit about wrestling? A lot of stuff, a ton of stuff happened in wrestling too. On the AEW side, Sting announces his retirement. And the final match is going to be at Revolution. A little odd moment last Dynamite, where Tony Khan gives Sting a gift. I don't know if you can gift people. That was kind of odd, but his gift was Ric Flair coming out. Ric Flair gave an interesting little speech, gave mad flowers out to Sting, which he should. And this is appropriate. This is the way it should be. I wasn't sure how Flair's. I knew he'd be involved at some point. I wasn't sure what his WWE contract, if any, entailed at this point. I know obviously he's been wrestling independent stuff in his quote unquote retirement match, so obviously he had an out there. So it was good to see, and believe it or not, it's a real bittersweet moment when Sting announced his retirement, because I love Sting, but man, he should have probably retired a while ago. Even though he's still doing some great work. But what is he, like 62 or something? We're never going to get the Sting Undertaker match, unfortunately, which is horrible. WWE should have given that to us right up front. They should have hit us with that right up front, right away. That would have been epic. But I don't know if they're waiting or if they just were never going to pull the trigger. But that was the match everyone wanted to see, and unfortunately never got. But bittersweet moment to see Sting announce it in AEW, the way he did. But it is what it is, and everything has to come to an end eventually. We had Arn Anderson not resigning his contract. I know I'm going to jump around a lot, but I don't have a whole lot of time, and I waste a whole lot with the intro story there. But I'm wondering, Jericho's alluding to someone bigger in Hobbs that he's going to team with. I'm wondering if he's going to reunite with the Big Show and get that team back together. That's kind of the rumblings backstage. I've never been a Toni Storm fan, but I'm liking this new gimmick, and it's hokey and it's stupid, but it's entertaining, and she's completely committed to it, which I have never seen her go to this level before to work over a gimmick, and I like it. I know it's stupid and it's funny, but I enjoy it. I don't know what the heck it is, but it's her total commitment to it, and it's unique in the sense I don't think there's anyone out there doing anything like this. So I do enjoy that. I think Dynamite and AEW this week and the last couple of weeks has improved a lot as a whole. I got to see Collision, thankfully. I got to my family went out and we did some trunk or treating with my son, and so I missed a big portion of it, but I got to see some of it, and I thankfully I got to see that MJF excuse me, wow, the MJF championship match with wow, why is my mind blanking? I am so sorry right now, but I did get to see the match, which was great, which was awesome. Kenny Omega. Why did my brain stop working on Kenny Omega? It's because I don't personally like the guy. I think maybe that's why. But yeah, Kenny Omega. Obviously, great match there. Great match. And I'm glad I got to see that one. I really am. Tremendous match there. And great pop between those two. Great match. I'm really glad I got to see that. But that was like I said, I mean, aside from that, we keep getting the rumors of CM Punk. I'm not even gonna address that. I already said too much regarding that. I am on WWE side. I am liking Nick Aldis as GM. I am, and I'm interested in see where we go with the Crown Jewel. I was almost wanted to do some predictions, but man, we just aren't gonna have enough time, unfortunately. But they're putting a rocket on the back of LA Knight, and the only problem I have with this is I don't. If they do put the belt on him, it'll be anticlimactic. If Rhodes does finally get, and I'm afraid if they do put the belt on LA Knight, I'm afraid it won't be for very long, and that bothers me because I think they're gonna take it off him so that Cody Rhodes can have his WrestleMania moment. They might do it just to get a big pop and a big payoff at Crown Jewel. That could be it. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do it though. But we'll see. We'll see. Big news. We got the NWA going to CW. And I'm happy, but I'm real happy about that. I used to love NWA. Watching that every week with my wife. It was an hour format, so it was really easy to get into. Old school storytelling, I loved the way they do it. And then they went to the pay-per-view, basically, or pay format, and kind of ruined things. But when they were on YouTube, I was an avid viewer of that, as was my wife, because it was easy to get into, and she could, enjoy the characters, and it was very old school in that sense. So that was something we look forward to every week, and I'll be able to see that in the CW now, which I'm happy about that. I'm happy for them. I'm glad they're continuing on, and I'm glad to see Nick Aldis have continued success with this GM bit. I mean, his little remark to Dom about being a big fan of his father, with the dramatic pregnant pause there was absolutely perfect. So I'm thinking that, and he brings a little class to the whole thing in a GM role. It kind of reminds me a little bit of, wow, I am horrible with names today. I am so sorry, but William Regal is who it reminds me of. And like I said, I'm going into this kind of cold. My brain is cold too, so obviously it's freezing up and not working properly. But he kind of reminds me a little bit of Regal in this position because he's got a little air of class to him, which is welcome in wrestling. It offers a good dynamic, good thing. So, and obviously you're setting up some kind of feud with him, and setting up for a Survivor Series. So that should be interesting. It should be fun. So hey, I've got about 4 minutes left. So while I'm rushing through everything and forgetting half of my stuff, I'm gonna take a little bit of time to give a shout out to Then Now. We just actually went down there a little while ago, but check them out in downtown Trenton, Tennessee, and we've got a booth there. We've got some of our goods there. My wife's got her handmade stuff there, and check them out. Give them a shout out and tell them that Crushing Kayfabe sent you. All right. And other than that, continued prayers for Israel and continued prayers for the Ukraine. Wow, a lot of stuff going on in the world, and it's not good. I'd hate to think that if we were heading for a major world war, I mean, that would be absolutely horrible. But if you think prices are bad now and you think things are bad now, just wait. That could be really horrible. And so it looks like they're continuing, even though there's some unrest in the Middle East. There's obviously WWE is pushing forward with the Crown Jewel. So God bless them. Let's say a little prayer for the wrestlers and their safe return, their safe trips. So, God bless everybody, and, thank you for tuning in, once again. All right. We're gonna, before I forget, have a safe and happy Halloween. It's gonna be freezing down here, but hopefully the little kiddos have some fun. I know my son had a blast at trunk or treat, so have some fun and be safe out there, and God bless.